always think of you when spring comes, like it's something in the air at that time. Don't know why. Always.
Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Today's video I'm going to go over all my first trimester must-haves and talk to y'all about a little bit what I went through my first trimester. I'm currently 20 weeks now. I'll be 21 weeks on Saturday. And I'm so happy I am finally through the first trimester. This one was really hard. Out of the all three of my pregnancies, this one was definitely the hardest. Okay, so a little bit of background on my pregnancies. My first pregnancy, I had a boy, and I was 19 and had him when I was 20. I had a little bit of nausea, nothing bad. I was in pretty good shape at the time, so I like to think it was that. And then with my daughter, we had her August of 2019. I had more nausea. It was more severe than the first one. I had a little bleeding the first week that I found out I was pregnant, but it went away and it was fine. I actually ended up dropping out of school because I was so sick with her. At the time, I thought it was really bad, but now after this one, I'm like, this one was way worse. The first trimester, I think it was about a week after I found out. We found out really early. I think I was 4 weeks, maybe 3.5. I started to have spotting. I called the doctor and I was still breastfeeding, so they just said, let's quit that. Let's not do that, because it did start to make me cramp and I was spotting. So I cold turkey stopped breastfeeding, but I still had cramping and spotting until about 2 weeks ago. I haven't had any since. Hopefully it stays that way. I go about every 2 weeks and we look at my placenta to make sure it's okay and everything's healthy. So far, everything is good. So I'm really happy about that. Hopefully it stays that way. We have our next appointment on the 11th and I'm so excited to see her again. So going into this pregnancy, we were planning. So I did do some research ahead of time. I wanted to find other ways to make my nausea a little bit easier because I had it with the past due. I figured I would have it again. So I did some research, and one of the things they said was taking a probiotic. So I got these digestive enzyme from Bucked Up. This is the bumped up line, so it's safe to take while pregnant. I really like this line. I've been taking I took their pre-workout and their postnatal protein powder when I was breastfeeding Camila, and I really liked it. And these have helped a lot. Everything I'm gonna show you today has definitely taken the edge off. There was nothing that I took or used or ate that made me feel 100%, but just taking the edge off helps so much. Now, peppermint tea did help. I sipped on it throughout the day, especially in the morning and at night. Those were the 2 times when my nausea was out of control. About like 3 to 4 every day, it would get really bad and it stayed consistent till I went to bed. So I always had peppermint tea to sip on. This was huge, with just, like I said, taking that edge off. So I do recommend finding peppermint tea or Tic Tacs gum. It does help a little. Now these were the game changer. This was something that I know I wanted, but I didn't want to pay the money. Like Pink Stork, there's some other brands that have something like this, and they're expensive. For a whole bag or a little like jar, it can be $12 to $15. But I found these on Amazon, and I want to say they're between 8 and 9, and they come like a little lozenge, and I would just keep it in the side of my mouth, especially when I was sleeping, because when I would wake up in the night, I would still be so nauseous. So I always had one of these. If I knew I was going to throw up, I would put one of these in my mouth and I wouldn't have to anymore. So they also make like honey citrus, I want to say. But I have everything linked below because these were insane. Okay, this is something that going into this pregnancy I knew I needed. When I was breastfeeding Camila, when she was about 1 to 2 months old, my anxiety got really bad. And so I needed something natural so that I could still keep breastfeeding, keep my milk supply up, and I found this, which is so freaking good. It tastes like a bubbly raspberry lemonade, and you just mix it in with water, drink it down, and it helps so much with anxiety. I usually take mine at night because that's when my anxiety is the worst. So when I knew that we were gonna start trying again, I messaged one of the nurses here in town who teaches all of the classes, and she said that I could take this. And so always check with your doctor first, especially with everything I'm saying. Just because I can take it doesn't mean that you can. It might mix with something. So always talk to your doctor, but this has helped so much with my anxiety. Okay, next product. When I was in my first trimester, I could not drink water. I only drink water. I'm not a soda, tea girl, anything like that. I just drink water, and so I couldn't drink it. It was a struggle for me, so I started to drink Gatorade, and that has so much sugar, and I know it's not good for you, so I tried to find an alternative, and I found Liquid IV, which is really good. I also take the immunity one, but they just came out with a new flavor, pina colada, and I'm super excited to try that. I do have a discount code for this, so I will put it up on the screen right here, and I will also have it in the description box because this stuff has helped so much. Okay, let's talk prenatals. This is the one that I'm taking right now. It's the Bucked Up Prenatal Support. I do really love this one. In the first trimester, though, I couldn't swallow these pills. It was really hard for me, so I did take the Nature's Bounty like gummy, and those were super good. They taste like the Welch's fruit snacks, and so I will leave those linked below too. I'm actually out of those ones, so I can't show them, but these were so good for me. I was so dehydrated the first trimester, it was awful. So I always had a water bottle with me and chapstick. Those were the two things that I just had to have near me at all times. Because it was so hard to drink, that I always had to make sure I had that water next to me just to sip, because I couldn't full on drink it. So I definitely recommend getting a really good water bottle. I still keep it around me, and I'm in the second trimester, and it's something that you'll just need through your whole pregnancy. Like I said, I had the worst first trimester, and just because I did doesn't mean you will too. If you're planning on getting pregnant, that's just what I experienced this time around. These are the things that worked for me this time. I wish I would have had some of them beforehand with my other pregnancies, because I really could have used them, and they work so good. So I will leave all the links below so that you guys can get your hands on some. I do recommend all of them, but like I said, make sure you check with your doctor first before you take anything, because I'm not a doctor. So anyways, thank y'all for watching this video. If you can, give it a big thumbs up, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.
Love you now.